So, you're ambitious. You've got big dreams. You want success, and ultimately, you want to live the life you've always imagined. But there's a problem: you're lazy. You know exactly what you should be doing, but you don't do it. And that leads to guilt, because deep down, you know you're capable of more. That guilt builds day after day, week after week, month after month, until it turns into something worse: acceptance. Then the new year comes around, and with it, the same goals from last year. You start strong, full of motivation, and maybe a bit of delusion. But before long, procrastination creeps back in like that one relative who always shows up uninvited. Soon, procrastination becomes a daily habit. You feel stuck, and eventually, you start to see yourself as a lazy person. So, how do you break that cycle? How do you overcome procrastination? There are tons of videos and tips online, but most of them only treat the symptoms, like deleting social media or removing distractions. Sure, those can help in the short term, but they don't get to the real issue: the root cause of procrastination. And that root cause can be summed up in one word: inertia. In physics, inertia is the tendency for objects at rest to stay at rest, and objects in motion to stay in motion unless something acts on them. That's Newton's first law of motion, and it applies just as much to tasks as it does to physical objects. Starting anything, even something small, takes an initial push. It takes effort to overcome that resting state of inertia. And that's the problem. In our minds, we make that first step feel way too big and difficult. So instead of doing the task, we avoid it altogether and distract ourselves with easy, dopamine-filled activities. To beat procrastination, you need to break inertia. And there are two powerful ways to do that. Lower the barrier to starting. Getting started is the hardest part, so make it as easy as possible. Instead of telling yourself, "I have to write a 5,000-word essay," which feels overwhelming, "I'm just going to write 50 words." It's a small step, it feels doable, and most importantly, it gets you moving without needing a ton of willpower. Use the 2-minute rule. If you're not in the mood to start something, tell yourself you'll do it for just 2 minutes. For example, don't feel like cleaning your room? Play a song and tidy up until the song ends, then stop if you want. Chances are you'll keep going. Why? Because once you're in motion, it's easier to stay in motion. That's inertia again, but working in your favor this time. At first, it's like pushing a heavy ball uphill. But once you get past that initial resistance, it rolls on its own and everything feels easier. That's why the first push needs to be small and easy. Just reduce the stakes and commit to starting with 2 minutes. You can apply this to anything: going to the gym, working on a side project, nurturing your relationships, you name it. As Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "You don't have to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step." Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it and want to continue learning more about topics like this, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you don't miss the next videos.